All right, guys, it's a new day, it's a new week, and we're going to stack us some stem walls. All right, guys, there's our footers after we got them poured. They don't look too shabby. We had the rain to kind of tested out our flatness. Like we maybe be just like, I'm talking 1/8 of an inch right there. That's actually in the middle of a garage door, so if we're gonna have a low spot, that's like the ideal spot to do it. So no complaints about that. The real test will be when we go to start stacking around here and see what we got. We did get a bunch of rain over the weekend. Robbie's getting everything cleaned out. Matt has went around. We got the foam cleaned back out of here, so whenever we go to stack that wall in, that concrete will tie in. We got a rebar we poured in there previously. So basically what we're gonna do on this one, if we go out 8 foot, we go down 24 foot 4, I think it's 57.4 that way. We're probably gonna do this a little bit of the old school way, as stack the walls, get the proper wall lengths, and then we will take string lines and tape measures and get it all just where we need it to be, all willy-nilly fancy perfect. Once we get that done, we will foam her down, have her ready to pour. So we're gonna start off popping some corners out here and see what we got. All right, guys, as usual, starting at the corner, heading back. And we're gonna start this corner, go that way, start this corner, go that way. Matt's doing all that right, but he has done one thing wrong. Does anybody spot what Matt done wrong?
I didn't put that corner in there, so don't say it's the corner.
Does Matt know what's wrong?
Does Matt know what's wrong? That corner's supposed to be rotated.
Yep. We got
hence the reason I said I didn't put that corner in there.
long section of the corner, long section of the corner. Ideal situation is you always want these two offset each other. So basically you'll go short section of the corner facing that way. This is probably gonna have a common in it, so we'll go corner to corner. This corner here has actually been cut, Matt. Yeah. So what we'll do to correct that is we'll just cut one off right there. You'll basically cut right down that. And we'll be good to go. We'll figure out what this wall length is. Hey, then we'll head down this long one.
Don't question me yet.
If I run this camera, I can keep one hand in my pocket. At least got one warm hand.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little bit nippy out here this morning. So kind of getting these walls stacked out here. We got boom, boom. These are stacking out beautifully. No common splices so far, which is really nice. This wall here we stacked straight on through the full length distance down to that corner. We'll come back and cut this T-wall in later. Robbie is getting the rebar in there. Since this wall is above grade, we will alternate back and forth between the two center ones instead of over here, because this wall will have equal pressures on it inside and out. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna jump back over here, starting on the second course, which will lock all of our lengths together, and then we'll stretch some string lines out and make this thing all pretty straight, square, plumb, the elevation, all the important stuff. We're just gonna do all the important stuff.
All right, everybody, Robbie's in there getting a little bit of mud off the footer that's washed around. We got the string set up here 5 inches off the wall. That allowed us to measure the 5 inches off of the actual basement, which set this wall's location. We then have a string on the back side running from that outside corner all the way across, which gives us our 8 foot dimension on the back side. As soon as we got all of those set, bumped in place, we then took a cross dimension from there to here, and from here to that outside corner, and it was exactly 1/32 off square. We're pretty happy with that. So now what we're gonna do is tie in this porch stem wall slash frost proof wall. We'll notch that wall out. Once we get that set, we have to pull a dimension, give ourselves a better mark. Over here, we are supposed to be 2 feet off of this face of the basement for the porch. So we're gonna cut a little bit. Oh, wait a minute. Well, this is interesting. Truck got stuck again. Had to use Traco to help him. That's the load of sand for the Presby system that we're going to be installing right down there on the other side of the brace box. What would he do without you? And then I bet you he's gonna have to push him out. Free delivery with every tow is what DP says. We'll see how that works out. I'm betting Aders doesn't agree to that. So anyway, back to the stem walls for the porches. As I just mentioned, we're gonna take 2 feet out. So we gotta trim this corner block off, and then we'll run over here the proper distance, do 2 tight corners, and then connect that to these corners, which connects to the front corner. Stay tuned for more. Obviously, Mike's got some people to get unstuck. Oh, look. Almost. So close. Don't think it's gonna work. So let's go down here and get a little bit closer view of that. I'm betting Chris says, hey, just push on the back of my truck, right there on that wedge. You can see it right there. Let's go up here and see here in a minute what he has to say for himself. Gotta love having a piece of equipment on the job site. Yep, right on the triangle. Oh, almost. I think Chris needs to invest in some tires. What do you all think? He's not even gonna roll his window down. He doesn't want to talk to me. Let's see if he gets out of the truck. Hi, Chris. What do you have to say for yourself?
Nothing?
Nothing?
Why? Look at the ground.
I think you need to invest in some tires, man. Oh my gosh.
Hoover. Don't make them too bad. You still got one more load.
Hey, look.
All right, we're gonna take a break on.
Hoover said this is approved.
Officer Hoover says that's approved.
For 2 more days. All right, guys, it is actually the next day, and a lot has transpired since I was here yesterday. I ended up getting a phone call and got pulled off. Farmer Chris had a little slight emergency. He ran his combine into a ditch and we had to go rescue him. Don't worry, I got some video of it. It'll probably be coming up after this video. But while I was gone, Robbie and Matt were able to get the majority of this stacked out, and it still needs a few little finishing touches, and we'll kind of go over that and yeah, kind of go over that, give you all the details. But we had enough block, everything stacked out pretty good. There's the porch foundations out front. You can see that's that actually got ripped down because it'll get a concrete pad over top of it. But we're gonna kind of switch gears here this morning, and I'll tell you why. Today is a full day of sunshine, and the weather still looks pretty good for the rest of the week, but there is a few question marks of rain. So we're gonna jump down here and spend today and go ahead and get this septic bed in, because we cannot do that if it rains. We can walk around the mud and do this. So Matt and Robbie are kind of getting it laid off down here, and yeah, that's our last big push on this job, is to get that busted in. So we're gonna at least try to get the bed in today and maybe get the tank in, and then from there the weather really don't affect us. We can work in the mud no matter what. So let's see what they got. All right, Mr. Millennial, what we got?
Silent back there?
I'm silent back here. What, you gonna explain to the world what we got here?
Yeah, we have an orange dotted line that makes a rectangle on the ground.
It's hard to see, but it's down there. So this is another Presby system.
Presby system.
This is one of the bigger ones we put in.
It is bigger. It's a 4-bedroom home, and with the lay of the land, a long skinny rectangle, which is preferred, wouldn't work out. So we had to go a little wider, more rows of Presby pipe, but it's still going to work out. We've got thumbs up from the health department on our layout, and now I have given Mr. Dirt Perfect.
So basically we got what is it, a 43 by 32
43 by 32
rectangle, and we are only allowed to skim 4 inches of dirt out of here.
4 inches.
So we're gonna take 4 inches of dirt out here, put 6 inches of sand back, and then start putting our pipe in.
You got it. We gotta screed it off first. We can't just dump the sand
No,
in there
we
and throw
gotta-
pipe
yeah,
on
it's
top.
gotta
We
be-
gotta make it look really
Everything's gotta be on grade, so.
beautiful.
All right, we're gonna strip some topsoil basically. All right guys, so basically all we're gonna do for prep this septic is we're gonna go down through here and basically just peel off the topsoil. We're peeling off just 4 inches. And I've covered this in a lot of other videos, but the reason why we do that, it has to do with the soil test where the limiting layer is. We gotta stay 30 inches above the limiting layer, and I think the limiting layer here is 34 inches deep. So that's how we, technically we're not on the top of the ground, that's how we end up as high as what we do. So we're gonna use the teeth on the bucket. We want to make sure we keep the bottom of that ripped up and basically non-compacted, I guess you would say. This dirt's a little bit wet, but it's plenty dry for what we're doing. We want to make sure it's not smearing anywhere and it's not showing any signs of smearing, so that's a good thing. Yeah, there's nothing too exciting about this. We're going to work our way down through here. Take out about 4 inches of dirt from one end to the other. And we'll be good to go. Alright guys, we got our 4 inches of dirt dug out. As I spin around here, you'll be able to see, and I'll show you a little bit better about what it looks like. But that's our 43 by 32 area excavated out, approximately 4 inches. Basically got the topsoil stripped, but we're gonna go ahead and load these braces up real quick. They're not in the way, but they're not out of the way either. And we're done here with them on this job. We got another job lined up for them. We're gonna go ahead and throw these on the trailer so they don't get damaged or anything happens to them. Get them back to the house, get them in the shed, and then we'll start pitching some stands. So these braces did work well. If you guys didn't see those videos, go check them out. We got 2 different videos, one of setting them up and one of actually pouring. And a huge thanks to Plum Wall for letting us try them out. I think we're going to get to try them out on a few more jobs. It's kind of the plan. So now we kind of know how to use them and know what to do. I'm even looking more forward to a couple of the other jobs.
That's like 14.
Boom. All right, one more crate to go and we'll be back on the second. All right guys, get ready to put the sand down, and our septic pipe got delivered. Somehow this guy managed to get stuck in the one hole over here, so we gotta get him yanked out so we can get him unloaded. Then we'll be back putting sand down. Always something. Just tell them to put it in neutral and I'll just pull them back.
Go in, you're good to go.
Unhook me there, Robbie. We gonna make it out. Don't let off of it, buddy. Keep the momentum going. He's got her. All right, so we got our septic pipe delivered, and we are now on to getting sand in here. So now that we've got this all ripped up and 4 inches excavated out, we basically got to lay down a 6-inch sand bed. So to do that, we're probably going to do this in 2 halves since it's so wide. We're going to set a bar on grade here, bar on grade down the middle, and then screed between them. Kind of if this was in the concrete business, we'd call that a wet screed. But let's do it. I'm going to switch buckets for this. I actually brought the 5-foot smooth face or trenching bucket. Get my phone in my pocket. I don't want to sit on that. Makes it a little easier to pick this sand up out of the pile. So let's switch buckets and get after it. Alright guys, we got a pretty good start on putting the sand in here. I got this, oops, didn't get a full bucket there. Got the 5-foot smooth face bucket on. It's been a while since I used this thing, but it is definitely handy, especially if you're getting stuff out of the pile. We're trying to grade this out in here. Basically what I'm doing, they're down there screened off and shooting grade. I'm trying to lay this in there as close as I can for them. I know a bunch of you guys have commented, everybody made different comments about this video. It's got different settings, and I'm not using the right settings. The settings of these over here, I don't know if you guys can see in the sun, but it's got 2 I's, 2 F's, 4 G's, and 1 H. And trust me, I have used them all. A situation like this is a little bit annoying because I got to use one of the G's to actually move fast enough to get the material over here. And once I get it over here, if I want to do a good job of leveling off, I got to go down to one of the F's, which does make it very smooth and very easy to operate. And you can really run grade across here with that smooth face bucket. But the downfall is, see how it lays in there? The downfall is, it moves so slow, if you gotta track back and forth to the pile, you gotta switch it back up. I don't know. With the 120, I can pretty much run grade like that, wide open. What's that?
It's in your swing path.
Oh.
I just want to let you know.
But we're getting her, we're working her down through there, it'll work out. One bucket at a time. All right guys, there it is. We got all of our sand down. Matt actually beat me to it. He has got the pipes in here. So this particular bed here will have 7 rows, 40 feet long. We got 4 bedrooms and we got to have 70 feet per bedroom. And that should, I don't know the math in my head, but that should work out to the longest row length. That's what was approved by the health department. But the theme of this video seems to be jumping around from one thing to the next. So now that we got the bed height established, we know where the sewer line's coming out of the house up here. Our septic tank is on its way to be delivered. We'd like to have them set it directly in the hole because they can do that so much easier with their truck. And it's a 1,200 gallon tank. that thing, it won't lift it. So we're gonna come up in here somewhere and punch a hole in the ground real quick. So we'll be ready for the septic tank guy whenever he shows up and get it set. So we gotta get that figured out. That's next on the list. Well, we got our hole dug real quick and in a hurry. We're in a little bit of a hurry because we've seen the truck go flying by with our septic tank on it, but he hasn't come back yet. So I guess we're gonna go look for him. I highly doubt somebody else ordered a tank today that way, but that is always a possibility. Let's go see if we can find a septic tank. I don't have a clue where he's at, guys. I've just drove around for the last 10 minutes looking for him. Derby is not that big. There's not that many places to get lost. So I don't know where he's off to. I guess we'll head back to the job site and hope he shows up. That's all we can do at this point. All right, good news. We have finally found our septic tank. We got a hold of him on the phone and got him around. So now we just got to hope we can get him backed up to the hole over there without getting stuck. If he gets stuck, I think that'd be the third stuck truck this video. See what he's got here once. I told him to turn in there by the trampoline. He said there's no way I can make that turn. Just say.
You just literally turned around a 24-foot trailer on a dump truck, short coupled.
Stop being Mr. Obvious.
In half the distance.
Stop being Mr. Obvious. Let's just hope his truck don't get stuck. That'd be the third stuck truck this video.
The third what?
Stuck truck.
Oh, that ain't gonna work.
I think it'll work. I think it's pretty.
Okay. Give her a shot.
I think that'll work. Gotta have a little faith, buddy. Gotta have a little faith.
I got faith.
Show you guys something real quick here in this hole. Remember we talking about we started that septic that we couldn't go more than 4 inches because we had to stay 30 inches above the fragipan. And you can see the fragipan line right there. See where the dirt changes colors? And even right here, it is 34 inches deep. So that's why we have to stay 30 inches above it. So that's exactly why we excavated 4 inches to stay 30 inches above it. I better get out of this hole. I'm gonna get a tank set on me. That was for you guys. Help.
Oh, you need some help there?
I need help. Drag me out of here.
Whatever you do, don't pull me in there.
Made it. So this truck here is a little bit different than the last couple you guys have seen on the channel. That main boom will actually pivot right there, which gives him a little better control over where he's going to set it out in the hole here. There she comes. This tank's also a little bigger than most we set. This one here is 1,250 gallon because it's a 4-bedroom house. Most of the time we set a 1,000-gallon tank, so that's a heavy girl. I don't know for sure. If I had to guess, I'd say that thing probably weighs about 7,000 pounds. 7,000-ish would definitely be my guess. There you go. See, he's moving the front of it up there. Get her lined up on the hole. And say if you can go that way a little bit more, it wouldn't hurt anything.
Down towards the house.
Yep.
Right there.
That'll work. That is the inlet, right?
Better be.
I'm just making sure, that's all.
It's taller than that one, is it?
Yep, it is.
All right, we're in good shape then. You want to square with
Yeah, I was gonna say, let's go.
I had her there.
I don't know if it really matters, but
I'm trying to make it to where we can 45 that first pipe.
well, let's go this way a little bit.
More?
Yeah.
Oh boy. Right there.
Yeah,
That ain't square with the hole.
you may squeeze her that way just a little bit. A little more. Let's set her down and see what we got.
Hand out, throttle out.
All right, guys, Matt's getting the sand lines in. It looks like the truck is going to make it out underneath its own power. That's a first for this video.
Had to jinx it.
Oh yeah, I did. He's not out here yet, is he?
No.
Don't quit now, buddy.
Well, watch that metal sticking out of that root. Oh God, he's gonna be so close.
I think he's got it. He cleared it. He's got it. He's going. He going. He going.
By the way, I'm not putting sand lines down. I'm putting pipe on sand.
Technicalities. We're gonna be a few couplers short. Apparently, whenever you order 21 and the guy that took your order types in 12 in the computer because it's 21 backwards, you get 12 and not 21.
Happens to the best of us.
Happens to the best of us. So we're gonna have to scratch them down. So we're gonna tag along here on this for a little bit and see what we get. He's lost. He's supposed to be going
He's
back.
gonna go eat, remember?
Oh, he's going to Dirty Market.
There you go.
He wasn't there earlier. I looked for him.
Maybe he stopped there for a minute, saw he didn't have service, and decided I should just drive further away from where I need to go.
We did find out he was like 4 or 5 miles from
Yeah.
here. Like he took the scenic route for sure.
Yes, he did.
All right, guys, the sun's going down. We're getting ready to wrap this up and call it a day. But let me kind of show you around here a little bit and show you a few things. Been a lot going on the last couple days. This is a T-wall here, and this is what we just basically build these T-walls. So wherever this wall ends up teeing into the other wall, we basically cut the foam out, come inside with an L bracket. We will put an additional L bracket down there to hold that up tight. We just kind of got everything tucked away where we need to be at right there. The reason why this opening's out here is Matt's actually going around and foaming everything right now. So once we get everything foamed in place, we got 2 garage door openings in there. So we'll have to cut those out and buck them in. And then we went ahead and stretched strings down through here. We basically put offset strings in, and what we'll do is we will get the wall really close to that string, and then usually within 1/4 of an inch. And then after we get it foamed down, the bottom is stuck, we'll come back and we'll put, we got stiff backs on the inside, we'll put a few kickers going down. But the wall, I mean, for no kickers on it, the wall actually looks really straight. Had like 6 block left over. Somebody did a pretty good job figuring block. You want to tell them how good your block figuring skills are, Matt? He's not listening to us. Hey, Mr. Millennial. He is really entrenched in his work, isn't he? So up here on the front porch, hey, you want to tell him?
Grass is free. What?
You want to tell him how good your block figuring skills are? Or should we rephrase that to how lucky you got?
It's not luck when you're this good, man.
Oh my God!
See, you're just rubbing off on me.
You've been hanging around me too long now.
There you go.
So once
Can I go back to working now?
yeah, you can go back to work.
Okay.
So once we skip over here, you guys will notice the wall is shorter. We also have that T-walled in with rebar going through. And the reason for that is this is all actually front porch. So the reason the wall is shorter is the front porch pad will come over top of this and get terminated out here, and it'll have some sort of stone or facade underneath it. So we had to keep them walls down a little bit so the concrete could come across the top. You don't want your porch floor higher than the floor of the house. That would not be good. And in this case, that's going to be wood up there, and the contractor did not want the porch poured up against the wood. He wanted the porch up against the ICF, which basically means we'll end up having to step into the house. So there's different ways to do that, but that's the way they're going about it here. So it's getting dark, it's getting cold. We are out of pieces and parts for the septic. You guys see we got the tank set, we got the sand bed in. It looks like the weather's going to hold off pretty nice tomorrow. A little bit limited on the help we have tomorrow. Robbie's not going to be able to be here. So I think we're going to wrap this video up here. Hopefully tomorrow we're back, and we got some finishing touches to do on this. We got some strapping. We got to get our garage door bucks in and just kind of tweak a few things. Matt's going to go first thing in the morning and get parts for the septic. Hopefully get that wrapped up. So hopefully by the end of the day tomorrow, we either got these walls poured or we got the septic done, or maybe both. We'll see how it goes. One other thing I want to hit on before I left is we used the footer tamp on these footers versus our conventional way. It's still laying right there. Matt wasn't here when you poured. What do you think? They're definitely a lot better, aren't they?
Night and day.
Yeah.
Night and day, and that's a positive. Night and day.
I told Matt what we did, and I think he had the same reaction of what cleaning, like, that ain't gonna work. How'd that work? What'd you do with that?
Well, at first, that was my reaction, but it was mainly because I couldn't figure out how you even held the darn thing.
But I think there's a few tricks I'd do a little bit different. We had just a couple spots we had to fight just a little bit, and a little change in technique, or a little bit more paying attention to what we were doing. I see a little bow in this wall I want to get before Matt gets down here. I seen a bump I wanted to fix.
I see it now too. I'll wait.
Can I get it? Is it straight now?
No.
I need to get a board, don't I?
Yes, you do.
All right. All right, guys, real quick before I leave you here, I just want to share another little adventure we got going on. And you guys who follow me on other social media platforms, as far as Facebook and Instagram, may already know about this, but Jason from Jason Works A Lot and myself, we have decided to start a podcast channel. The podcast is called A Few Points from Perfect. It is just now currently on YouTube. We have a YouTube channel called A Few Points from Perfect where the podcasts are posted. Hopefully by the time this video comes out, it'll be on a streaming service, and that link will be down in the description as well. Like I said, the podcast is called A Few Points from Perfect, and the reason for going to this platform is kind of so we can elaborate on some subjects we get questioned to elaborate on. You know, kind of how we got started, how we become who we are today, how we approach business, how we approach employees, how we approach life in general. Jason and I are very similar. We also have different takes on a lot of things, so it works really well to kind of bounce stuff back and forth off of each other. But even more fun than that, we have already had a long list of some incredible guests. Probably the top of the list, we had unbelievable story with Logger Wade, how Phil H at Timber Harvest come to be, how he became the last sibling involved with the company. We had a good sit down with my business partner in the construction business, Josh Harris, and he was able to tell a few stories on me, and I told a few stories on him, and just a good lighthearted conversation and a lot of good insight into how our business structure worked, why we were successful and why we weren't as successful as we wanted to be. We actually sat down with the wives. That was more of a dirt perfect roast, but nevertheless, it was still a good time. We've had Todd from Truck or Track, man behind the scenes. We got a long list of people that hope to be on there that include Chris, Let's Dig 18, Officer Hoover, and many more. So if that's something you guys are interested in, or something you'd like to just let autoplay in the background and hear some of our stories, or if you have a subject you'd like to hear us elaborate on, or a guest you'd like to see us host, comment down below, or head over to the Dirt Perfect or the Few Points from Perfect podcast channel and leave us a comment over there, and we'll get to that as well. So just wanted to kind of touch base with that. I will link everything that I have currently in the description of this video. You guys want to go over there and check it out, feel free. As always, guys, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment, and we shall catch you on the next one.